Hello and welcome. This is Teresa. Thanks for visiting my channel, and thank you for picking today to watch one of my videos. I can say that because if you're hearing the sound of my voice, you did pick today. Well, okay, you picked this day's worth of video recording to watch my channel. And what this is all about today is my brand new series on junk journal planners. And to start the new series, I'm starting it based on inspiration from Joie for a junk journal planner, a bullet junk journal planner made with an altered book. That was a lot to spit out. Fortunately, I did not literally spit. Okay, enough of my dry humor. Okay, hi Teresa, going to watch in a bit. Oh, hi, great, glad to have you. So I put a bunch of hashtags in for this one, hoping to get some attention. Let me preface everything with the fact that this is a prototype. It is still in the making, but I got it far enough that I wanted to start recording a video about it. I didn't want to start before this because, you know, there was gesso involved and things like that are time consuming. Plus, I'm very slow when I start something and I'm designing. If I do a prototype and then I do a video, my videos go much faster. And thanks for that like from somebody. I haven't even been on here for more than 2 minutes and somebody's already liked my video. I sure do appreciate that. Little things like that just really make me happy. Alright, so everything is temporary, pretty much. It may stay, but it will probably alter, like be updated. Like for instance, now this is going to stay the way this was. I did want to use up some of my scrapbook pages, and then I used the clear matte over it. That was my first fun experience with that sort of thing, and I do like how it does make it feel smoother. Probably could use another coat, but it kind of frustrates me, so I don't know if I'm going to go to that effort or not. I am going to put some lace over the binding. And this is a prototype. This is not made with an old book. This is a new book from Dollar Tree. So I spent, what, $1.25 on it? But I didn't want to experiment on an old book. I'm going to use, when I do another one, which I want to do another one that I'm going to put in my Ko-fi shop. I'm going to use this Rudyard Kipling book. And because all the pages are going to be gessoed over, there won't be any problem with any inappropriate material. There's been some stuff, and I don't remember off the top of my head what I've seen in the past, but it was stuff that I was like, oh, I don't know that everybody would be tickled by that. So there's that. But I love the deckled edge pages in this book. And what's the date on this book? 1907. So it's got a little bit of age on it. It's got some really nice things. I won't do anything to any of these pages because that's got the date on it. I will probably start putting pages together right about here. Now these pages aren't going to glue together as nicely as some types of other books because of the deckled edges. So it's not going to look real nice, but it will still work. I'll still be tearing out pages and gluing them together, and by gluing 2 pages together, that hides the teared part on there. So this is the one that I'm going to be doing after I finish the prototype and I start getting more of an idea of what I think other people would like and would help them to purchase one of these so that they can reach the end of their journey to planner peace. That's what this is all about, is to achieve planner peace, because I'm one of those people who have tried just about every planner, or I try every new planner that comes across the, I can't think of the saying I'm wanting, but I have used a lot of planners. I'm analog and digital. I like digital because digital's with you wherever you're at. And Jiminy Christmas, that's gesso from yesterday. And I have washed my hands several times. I don't know why it's being so stubborn. But I just haven't gotten exactly what it is that will make me happy. Now, my digital planner is going along very smoothly, but I get bored too. That's part of my problem. And the reason why I think a paper planner doesn't go long term, I have used one for a year before, but I think the reason why they're not as inspiring to me is because they've got so many extra things, and those extra things are formatted in a way that whoever created the planner is happy with it and they like it that way. So this has got both worlds, planner and junk journaling. So I just got a little bit of a collage here on the front, and I did study Joie DeFee's video on this, and I should have put the link in, but I haven't done that yet. I will put the link in for the video that I watched over and over and over again. This is a this is a tea-dyed paper pocket that I created. I don't remember. I kind of want to say it was as a result of a Roxy's weekly challenge, but I might be wrong. And then this is one of her digitals from her new Easter kit, or it's a new to me. And so this is just a nice spot for some extras to hang out until I'm ready to use them. This is just a nice page. Here we start with the junk journaling planner. So today is the first day of the rest of my life in regards to a bullet journal planner. Kind of corny, but that's the way I feel at this moment in time. I've been planning this in my head since before Christmas. Thank you, Jesus, for your blessings. Goal is to be able to use this altered book journal for the rest of 2024. So this was my little warm-up to starting to use this. I did date it for yesterday's date because that's when I did this. So as you can see, there's no torn pages on the center, and then most of these pages I did put some gesso on. This particular one, it looks like I used some Tim Holtz Distress Crayon. Now Joie did a lot of acrylic paints on hers. She did gesso and then acrylic paints, and she did like stripes of acrylic paint. Actually, I don't think it was acrylic paint. I think it was watercolor paint. And that's why I didn't do it, because I don't have any watercolor paints. I have watercolor pencils, but I don't have any watercolor paints. And then I have different kits that I used. I didn't make any reference here, but it was fun using this book to make some reference to things, which Joie did in her video as well. So here's a calendar, and I fashioned that from the video the way that she did. I used my Tim Holtz Distressed watercolor pencils. That's what this blue is. And then I smushed it a little bit, and then I used some Tim Holtz spray. That's probably the Victorian Velvet, but don't quote me on that. And this is from, I've got a note for that in just a minute. We'll get to that. So I put here week 4 and week 5 because I started on the 18th. And so I didn't want to get too carried away recording days before that. So here's another little journal spot. February. Okay, so I was looking at the calendar, and so I wrote February 29 is a leap day, an intercalary date added periodically to create leap years in the Julian and Gregorian calendars. It is also the 60th day of leap year in both calendars, and 360 days remain until the end of the leap year. It is also the last day of February in leap years, with the exception of 1712 in Sweden. And that, I got that from Wikipedia. So I saw that little tidbit and I thought, yeah, I'm going to write that down, because this is what I want to be doing. The whole purpose, the whole motivation behind this was because I have been aching to write in my journals more. I enjoy the heck out of it when I'm doing Junk Journal January and Junk Journal July. And aside from that, I would try to write in my journals, and it wasn't getting done. I wasn't accomplishing that goal. So then came up this idea. This has some wet strength tissue that has been gel plated, and it is on gesso background. And then this is from Roxy's Creations Easter Digital. And this is some of my strips that I do. I have little strips that I pre-sewn, and this is on a German piece of paper. I'm not going to give you blow by blow on everything, just starting out. So now we've got week 4 ready, and so week 4 is let's see, starts with the 19th on a Monday. So I got to be careful, because I personally like a Monday start, so that's why my calendar that I created is a Monday start. But sometimes when you print things out, they're a Sunday start, so I've got to be careful to make sure that I don't accidentally number Monday for Sunday or vice versa. So Monday week 4 is the 19th. $19, $20, $21, $22. I will write my 2s differently, all depending on how much space like I feel like I have. If I feel like I don't have a lot of space and it's going to cramp my writing, especially with my tremors, I will do a different kind of 2, because it helps me to write the 2 without getting messy like I am right now. But that's mostly because my ink pen isn't writing the way it's supposed to. Oh, so this is Saturday and Sunday, so this is 24 and 25. See, I just accidentally wrote the other type of 2. But this is my prototype. This is for me. It's kind of it's a prototype. It's an idea book. It's I'm really using it too. So over here I put, I love lace, sewn strips, notes, and goals, and labels. This digital is from, here we go, here's the reference part. This digital is from the Poppy Junk Journal Planner. Then I've got just a to-do here, print out more weeklies. I forgot to do that. I was going to do that before I started the video. And calendars are handwrite April through December calendars. And then this label here just has a little note. Tip outs are an option. So if I start running out of pages in this altered book, then I can consider tip outs, which you'll see in a little bit that I did. Here's another gel print, and this says Roxy's Creations label. So that's where I got that label. This says Roxy's Creations Easter ephemera. So that's where I got that piece of ephemera. Now if I knew where I got the lace, I would have put a note to that, but I don't. Some of my stuff is just all put in one spot. I got away from trying to label everything as to where it came from, because that was impeding my progress. It was interfering with my craft. So It's more important that after I buy these things, that I can craft and have fun than to worry about giving credit to people. That's my opinion. So we've got 25, so we're going to go 26. Let me have a scrap piece of paper. I don't know why my silly ink isn't working. I do, because I walked away with the lid off and it had dried out, but I thought I got it going again. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Whoops, this is February, so I don't go any further than 29. Okay, whew, that was close. Almost got carried away. So it's fun. I'm following Joey's format. So she kind of had, well, actually, I think I maybe changed it up a little bit. But my format is planner this side, let's see, junk journal this side, something like that. So she did things that were like a 5x4 card. This is, vertical, and hers were all rounded. And then she did a collage down here in the corner. This one, what I did was I started doing my legend, and I was thinking index when I did this, so I accidentally wrote index instead of legend. So I didn't change it when I noticed it earlier today, because I want my errors to be transparent where you can see what I've done. So then I need to take a little piece of paper that can be written on. Of course, this isn't going to be that solution. What else do I have? I could take another piece of mulberry paper and cover that up. Okay, so what's going to be like to put legend here? I think that's going to work. So we'll cut that out. And while I was doing this, I cannot tell you how much pleasure it was to have my organizational system to the point where it is right now. It was such a pleasure to be at the point where I am right now. And I say it that way because there's still things I can do to make it even more enjoyable. The lines are up here. So what we could do is maybe take some watercolor pencils and let's doodle or something. I think this color would look really, oh, I thought I'd gotten all the plastic inserts out of here. I don't like these plastic inserts. I'm moving my head out of the way to make sure I don't impale myself with the scissors if it all of a sudden released too fast. Okay, I don't like using those. So I was going to use this color right here. And what I want to do is just some doodles. Like they were planning on being there. It's all part of the plan. I never did like these water brushes for having to, see it says push right there, having to push that to get the water to distribute to the brush. I never did like that. It always hurt my hands or was uncomfortable at the moment. So now I really like just having this little Dollar Tree container of water, and it's like a sippy cup. You can close it, so if you dump it, I don't know if it would leak, but at least it wouldn't cause as much of a problem as some other solutions might, like an open cup of water. And then sometimes if you don't like the way that's laying down, you can take the pencil and you can put the pencil back on to the water. Now this is kind of messy, but this is a prototype and it's for me to design, to get my idea of what I like and what I don't like and where we're going with it. So there we go. That might look better later on. I'm not really super crazy about it right now, but that's a start. It's an experiment. Whoops, I dropped the lid. Okay. I'm gonna get my old book out of the way so I don't mess it up. Now I've got older books than that, my Italian books, but I didn't want to use one of those for this type of thing, at least at this point. That's where I'm going. And right now I prefer to keep the pages in the books and just tear them out as I want one. Okay, so I was talking about tip outs. And we'll get back to index in just a minute. But I started thinking, okay, I did that first calendar and I was way far into the book. I was like, wait a minute, where do I want my calendars? So I decided I wanted a calendar here, so I did a tip out. And this calendar I made with a page from a bullet journal. One of those, I think they're German and they start with an L and they got it's really hard to pronounce it. So, and I did start filling them out. Now, one thing that frustrates me when I'm watching videos that are planned with me, what's frustrating is that I want to see what they're writing. I'm not being nosy. I want to see what, I want to open my mind to what things I should put in my planner. So I have done that. I haven't put anything on here that divulges any privacy information. This is actually a client notation. I'm not divulging anything. And if you watch my videos, sorry, got a tickle. You watch my videos, you know that I do Margaret Miller Challenge. And I do the Roxy Weekly Challenge. And I'm going to go get a bottle of water. Be right back. Well, a Gatorade was more handy. That's what happens when I talk too much. That's what happens when you don't drink enough water. Okay, now, so anyways, you know, I've got Monday through Sunday, the month, the days, some items are in here, and I put a little note down here, plan ahead. April 3rd, which is the next month, is Jeff's birthday. That's my husband. Easter is at the end of the month. St. Patrick's Day, daylight savings time, which is important to me because Arizona, the area that I'm in Arizona, will sometimes be mountain time and sometimes be Pacific time, I think. Don't quote me on that. You'll want to Google it if you're really interested in it. So this says calendar images are from Create with Scrimping Mommy calendar kit. And what I'm talking about are these right here. So this one is going to go on here. I just hadn't decided at the time where it was going to go. So I really don't want it to go on the calendar. I went ahead and put the other one on a calendar because I was done with the calendar. Well, done it enough that I wasn't worried about covering up something that I didn't want to cover up. So I could put this here or here. I thought I came up with a spot where, okay, I like it there. I like it there because I like what that covers up. I don't like it there because that little bump. This is from Stampin' Up! Designer series paper. But we're going to go with it. This is art glitter glue. This is so exciting for me. I have been planning this since before Christmas. I had posted in a Facebook group for crafters, you know, junk journal crafters, and said something about, hey, you know, what about creating a kit for junk journal planners and for Christmas, because I wanted to do Christmas, what was I calling it? Christmas Advent junk journal. And so the person I was talking to said it basically it would be too much work. It would take a lot of planning and stuff. So I said to myself, okay, well, I've got my research ahead of me, and I started researching it, and I did enough research so that I could get through Advent planners for my grandkids. And then I had it in the back of my head that I need to find some prompts, which I haven't found those yet, but I still want to find some prompts or develop them myself. So here's the March week 1 digital, and this is a snippet that I had made long time ago. So that was a fun thing to put there. And then it's got a little bulb pin here, so I can hang a little charm there, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And that's what's fun about having a working junk journal like this, is you can use it daily, and then you can go through it to remember, and then you could go, oh yeah, I remembered. I wanted to put a charm there. Or I've got lace on all these other pages. I want to put lace on these pages. You know, different things like this. This is like, you know, as fun as a Bible study that you might do daily or weekly or something like that. You're going to get into something new all the time. Or just read back, visit old friends. So another thing, and I haven't gotten there yet, but this is just more of another writing spot. I liked how she did many collages with cabinet cards in the corner. So I did this. I did a lot of my pages to emulate what she did. This I already had, and this digital here is from Tracy Fox Creative Get Go Simple Travel Kit. I don't remember where I got that one from. Could be the same kit, I don't know. And here's another weekly. This ephemera piece is from Taperology. And then it says 49 Dragonflies, Whisper of Wings. That's where I got this from. So I have 3 journals planned at the moment. One is this one, bullet style, altered book style, and a little bit more freeform and messy. The second one is going to be the 49 Dragonflies, Whisper of Wings. Now, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do 1 month worth of junk journal planner, or if I'm going to do like 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, a quarter of, or 4 months in a book. My first step is to get through this and see if I can get the rest of the year in this book. That's my first experiment. So, and if I did like 4 months worth, I might get more kits other than the Whisper of Wings. She does a new monthly kit every month. Okay, so this says, I love swiping ink pads. That's what I did for the background here. Joie did that. She wrote directions and an arrow to her writing piece. And then she put directions for how she did her page. But I loved swiping with the ink oxides, and a little white gesso and a little oxide ink makes a lovely background. The stickers below are from the Washi Tape Company. That's this right here. And then this says Sample Designs French Wage Envelope. So that helps me that if I want to go and find this digital and print it back out again, I know where to go find these. There's week 2 of March, and I've written out some things in there. And here we have notes and collage as the idea for the layout. Now that's going to change every once in a while. And there's a lot of bareness in here. So there's a lot of opportunity to come back and do more stuff to that. Then, you know, there's also the possibility that you're not going to go back and do more stuff. That's fine. I mean, this is your journal. So it's all about making it fun. Trying new things. Now this page I had some fun with. This was my junk journal side. And I just put, this picture reminds me of one of my mother's pictures when she was around the same age as what this gal looks like here. Women used to have a glow like that. I printed that picture right here using my faux memo printer. The abstract art at the top is from a gel print on wet strength tissue paper. To the right side, I used all-purpose ink for Fantastics X. That's what it said on the jar. And that's what this is. And then the faux memo looks something like this. I can't remember if this is a faux memo or not, though. Yeah, it is. This is a faux memo. I don't know, it says something else here, but the model number looks like a faux memo model number. But anyways, it's got thermal paper and it will print in black and white. And I've got a few stickers like that in my sticker book. So here I've got a top corner tuck that I created a long time ago. Here I used one of the digitals to give an idea of how you could do like a habit tracker, or maybe this could be day 1, day 2, day 3. I just put that there's like 11 habits that I want to accomplish. Shower, hair, teeth, estrogen, toast and tea, coffee, water, inbox 0, calendar, master list, chair yoga. I haven't started chair yoga. I maybe experimented with it one day, but it's more of a goal. But I was trying to come up with things to just write down for the prototype, for the example. And here's using watercolor pencils. You can have a stash of index cards. Like one of the things that I don't have yet in here, I don't think, but I'm trying to remember, think scan cards, because scan cards are something that have really worked for me in the past when the kids were little and I was homeschooling. So I'm still working on incorporating that into my planner system. So this is just, you know, just ideas. Like this scan card is for my clients. So when I'm done at the end of the day, I might say, oh, well, I'm going to look at my scan card to make sure I touched on every client that I need to make sure that I'm not forgetting a task that maybe I wanted to do. I don't do separate. I don't do personal and work separately. Not very much. My life is my crafting and my work. They are what I enjoy doing, and I most often group them together. I've worked out a system a long time ago, because every once in a while I'd open up one of my bookmarks or something when I was in a Zoom video with a client, and so they don't know who my clients are. I worked out a system of using acronyms, so I know who they are, but nobody else does. This is all rip raring ready to go. Age tape bought on Etsy. I was going to take time to go find out who the Etsy seller is for this, because I'm pretty sure that when I'm ready for more age tape, I will go to that person to get it. Now I know I could buy Scotch tape, and I could use alcohol markers, and I could make my own age tape. I buy a lot of stuff that is pre-made, like tea-dyed paper and stuff like that, because I'm full-time RV and I have limited space. So these kind of things are the choices that I make for me to buy and not try to make my own. Now, if I happen to have a roll of Scotch tape, I've got plenty of alcohol markers. That may change. I may start making my own, but I don't have any Scotch tape in my drawer right now. This is a fun pocket that I made a long time ago. I don't remember if it was a Roxy's Weekly Challenge or what, but I just really love that paper. And then this is some old ephemera that I got in one of the kits that I bought. This may be one of the first kits I bought from Rachel with Rach and Bella Crafts. I think that's where I got this stuff. Now, if this map is Wales, that would tell me for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't recognize any of this. My geography does not. I just like it. It just looks great. So we'll put that back there. And this was one of the pieces in there, so I used that and a piece of this. I bought some of the I love getting a cup of tea and laying my tea bag out to dry out so that I have some tea bag paper for crafting later on. But it's a lot of mess, and my husband's like, or he'll accidentally throw it away and then he'll get in trouble and stuff. So I did buy this this paper. I thought I still had the paperwork on it, but I don't. But it's artist tea bag paper. So I bought this from Amazon and I love it. I have a piece that I've been using. Where did it go? I was using a lot yesterday. Yeah, here's a piece. And every once in a while I might add to this. I might put some stamps on there, or I might put some more ink on there. You know, and then when I'm ready to use it, I'm like, oh yeah, I like that little bit. That tea bag paper fell on the floor. Startled me. So, anyways, it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. Here you can see I doodled and I stamped and I splattered. Let's put this away before I have an accident. And I didn't even... Too many crickets. I really jumped into this video. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is really great. As you can tell, I'm enthused and having a good time with this video. This is probably one of my most favorite videos, except for the fact that some of my videos I've been able to have some fun conversations with people, but this is a really fun topic for me. This is a page that's ready to go. Don't forget to order Ruth a Easter dress. So that's ready to go for me. I'm planning ahead, as you can see. There's a nice weekly spread. Here I experimented with some washi tape. I got some washi tape that like has the days, the months, and things like that. So I put this piece down, and it's very light. And it's like a habit tracker. So then I just put some habits: teeth, estrogen, water, yoga, the yoga that I'm not really doing, so none of them will get checked. But I'm encouraging myself. This page is ready to go with something. This page is ready to go. We've got some collage here and a writing spot. These are ready to go. There you go. That one I just put some gesso there. Now some other ideas, you know, gesso takes a while to dry. Unless, you know, you use your heat gun and you can speed that time frame up. Let me get rid of these things. They're bothering me. See, I just prefer them to be laying in the tray like that because then I can easily pick a pencil up. Whereas with the other one, I was trying to get my nail into there and get pencil in my nail. Trying to keep from coughing. And so naturally I swallow wrong, and that's going to encourage it. Okay, where are we at? Oh, so I was saying, gesso takes a long time, so what else can we do, I asked myself. Well, one thing that I think is fun, and you know, I did a little bit of that on other pages, is to take mulberry paper and just cover up the whole thing. I like the print coming through. That doesn't bother me at all. I also like to cover it up and it not come through at all. So another thing a person could do thing is take something like the Distress crayons. March, April, May. So maybe some spring flowers idea for this one. So some light colors. We'll go with some light colors. So I'm just gonna color. I'm just gonna do those streaks. And we might end up with a huge mess, and we might end up with something pretty. I love this color. So let's just stick actually with these two colors, because I know these will blend well. Okay, so let's get a big paintbrush. I think this one's big. Get some water down. There was already some ink in there, but that ink goes well with this. And that's how I do art. I don't worry about cleaning things because I want to see what's going to happen. Now, I don't see that blending, so sometimes I will take like a little piece of paper or something, and I will try blending that way. I could even try getting this wet. This is mulberry paper that I'm using as a blending tool. Okay, so that in itself is still a little messy, right? So, but then when we take the see-through transparent paper and put it over it, that kind of gives it a different effect. Now, if I'm still not happy with that, which I still not, it's still too messy for me, then I can take a blending brush. Let's see, what color do I want to use? Let's use some blue. So I'll find a pretty blue. Ooh. Let's use Distress Oxide. I can't use this brush then, no, because these brushes are for regular inks. So let me grab, I'll just grab that paper again. Is it working? I think it's working. It is working. Who needs to buy expensive daubers when you've got some scrap paper? I like to get my fingers in it anyways. I often have inky fingers because I just like, oh, the heck with the brush and the dauber and everything. I'm just going to get my fingers into it. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Better. Now, for me, still not perfect. But the thing is that there's going to be stuff laying on top of here. And I might still even do some other things, like, let's tear this down. This paper does not tear easily, especially the way I was trying to tear it. think I want a little bit of that to show. This mulberry paper is so fun. What's that? How about a little bit more? See, and that gives me some more daubers. Oh yeah, I like that better. Like just a little bit of that showing. Okay, so there we've got that. And I've returned to the Yoo-hoo stick for the time being. Just trying to decide which side I want to use. Okay, we hear you, Mr. Rooster. So I went down a little bit further than I would have liked to, which is fine. I can take a label or something and put a label there. It's kind of like the Beyonce song, put a ring on it, put a label on it. Don't worry, I'm not a singer. So don't catch me doing that. I don't know the words anyways. Okay, so there's that. Then the other idea that I had cover up this ink pad. Looks like all of our glue is covered up, so that's good. The other idea that I had was to take an old book page, or we could even do a whole collage on the paper, on the page. So could take an old book page like that, and that's good. This book I don't think has anything offensive in it, because this is a book of, this is like a war book, you know, it's American, but yeah, he'd had aboard the U-351 in a pitching rolling boat. Yeah, so I don't, this kind of stuff is just sad, because I think people die protecting their country. So that would look kind of cool, you know, just use that as the background like you would if you were creating a soft cover sewn in signature type journal. Or here is a shorthand page. That would look lovely on there. And then afterwards I could take my watercolor pencils and color around there and swoosh it. Oh, there was something else I wanted to do. I have this big digital of fabric. This is a fabric print out on like that canvas paper. So I could take this I'm going to get my trimmer. The only thing, everything that I do with this is I want to make sure it's pretty thin. Like I have used some of my Stampin' Up! DSP, as you've seen. Not very much, if any, Tim Holden scrapbook paper, because it's a thicker weight, because I want to really avoid the bulk. Let's see if that'll work. Yep, again, I don't mind just a few letters on each side. Okay, so then I could cover up the whole page with that. And if that wasn't enough, then I could, does this color match? Crash bang. Yeah, I only have these 4 colors. I don't like any of these. I'm just starting to buy some of the oxide inks because I have tons of Stampin' Up! Inks, so I don't need to add to my regular inks. I think this is going to be really pretty on here. I'm just trying to think if I want to put anything underneath it first. Because now's the time if I'm going to put anything else underneath it. What happens, I haven't tried this before. Actually, I have some inks right here that I can use. I know I can find a color here. Air conditioning finally came on. I was starting to wilt. Gosh, that's a beautiful color. And I know there's an oxide that is that color. I wished I had it. Yellow might be cool though, even though I wished I had the right yellow that I want. There's a yellow there and a yellow there. Let's see if they're both the same. That's daffodil, right? Yep. I really don't want daffodil. I want so saffron. What is this? Good grief. I can't read this to save my life. That's daffodil too. Alright, we'll go with daffodil. I wished I had so saffron. My goodness, how many daffodils do I have? That's daffodil, and this is daffodil. Man, I do not have enough room in my trailer to have 3 daffodil delights. That's going to have to change. Okay, well, went down that rabbit trail. Still kind of, okay, let's just go with this. Is that open? Yes. And before I sign off, I wanted to talk about one more thing, and that is page numbering. So like you saw on one of the other pages, I accidentally wrote the word index instead of legend. So legend is, you know, what legend is, so that you know what these little symbols mean. An index is an index of the pages so that you can find chapters and verses or whatever. So that's why I love a bullet journal. I use that technique all the time. I have another one around here, but it's not handy. But I use the, you know, the hard the hardcover journals that you buy off of Amazon or wherever, and I use those a lot. But they don't work for me if I don't index. And what's nice about digital is, you know, you can't index for everything. So most stickers like it better if you go on the side where the design is, where the picture is, and I can't figure this one out yet. I never try to use my nails until now. Is this, oh, I think I made this mistake once before in another video. I think this is iron on. That's why it won't come up. And it's not gonna come up. Fine, just be that way. Well, that's embarrassing. Now I've spent 15-20 minutes trying to treat this like it's a sticker on 2 different videos for the same sheet, because I've only done this once in my whole life. But I did try to use this part of this piece in another video one time. So we're going on an hour, and that really doesn't surprise me because I had a lot to talk about. So I am going to wrap it up now. Now that I've let the world know I'm not very good at thinking through how to attach Avery fabric canvas sheets to paper, that they are not stickers. They are iron-ons. One of these days I'm going to try and iron and see if you can iron these onto paper. If anybody knows what the answer to that is, I would love to hear it. So before I go, there is going to be an index here, and as you can see, I've already started to number some pages. At some point I was going, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I started getting lazy and I did 21, this is 22, and then I wrote 23. So I tried different writing instruments. I tried my fountain pen. I didn't really like it. It wants to smear like my fountain pen does. Then I have this new red archival pen, which didn't smear. It's nice and thin. And then I tried my old archival pen, and it's in between the red and archival pen and the fountain pen, but I prefer black. I don't really like the red numbers, but this is about experimenting. Sometimes something off the paper doesn't look as good as it will actually look when it's on the paper. So please, if I've done anything that was inspiring, please hit that like button. And then, of course, also, please subscribe and comment and share all those fun things. And let me know in the comments, what do you like? Are you using a junk journal planner? Are you using just a regular planner? Do you like analog or digital? What would you like to see from this series? What are you liking that you see from this series? What maybe is annoying from this series? But please don't look for perfection in my videos, because that's why I like junk journaling. There are no rules, and I very rarely do measuring. Like, even when I did this calendar, I just lined it up to the other calendar, made little tick marks, and used a roller to draw straight lines. But I might not even do that, because Joie, I think it was Joie, didn't even do that. She drew all her lines freehand, and she just has a lot of fun with being all a natural. That sounds kind of weird. But she doesn't, she doesn't worry about a lot of that measuring stuff. She does measure things, once I saw in some of her videos, for folks, like, this is a blah 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 by blah blah blah. But personally, I don't even want to hear that, because my books, it's all of us, our books are different sizes. We have, that's why I don't really like doing all those chipboard folio things. It's way too much measuring. So I did quite a few in the beginning, but they're very bulky, so I don't like them for my journals. I don't like, I used to do a lot of fun stuff with stuff like, this, and then I'd have to back it. This hasn't been backed, and by the time I backed it and I put some collage fun on it and everything, it was too bulky for my journal. I didn't like it. Once in a while I'll do that, but if you do it for a whole journal, then you have these big alligator mouth journals, and I am not an alligator mouth journal type person. So lots of work to do in this yet. Lots of unknowns. It's going to be fun to see if, so I'm not going to need 52 weeks in here. It'll be 52 less 5, 6. It'll be 52 less about 7 weeks. So that'll be about 45 weeks. So I have 1, 2, oh, I want to do tabs for the calendars, because I want to be able to go to the calendars quickly. 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. Okay, see, I got 10 weeks in here. 40 more weeks. And there's like, sorry, I'm just curious. There's like, so I decided every other page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm being very sloppy about this. No way. No way, Jose. I'll be lucky to get half a year in here. Unless I do tip-ins, and then it'll be really fat. So I am going to, from this point on, say, okay, we've had enough junk journal fun, and every other page I'm going to do a weekly. So this will have a weekly, this will have a weekly, weekly, yeah, and see how many weeklies I can get in there. That'll be interesting. So stay tuned. I'm not going to schedule these. I might work on it some in a video, or I might just come back with a flip through. We'll see. But I am regularly doing the Margaret Miller Challenge on Wednesday, and the Roxy's Weekly Challenge on Saturday. So she comes out with her challenge on Friday, and then I like to do my rendition of the challenge on Saturdays. And then in between there, as inspired, I will work more on this, and then we will start the 49 Dragonflies Junk Journal Planner. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.